Hello, everybody. Joe Bag Donuts here. Welcome back to another episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa. So much for my plan of having, it's like, oh yeah, I'm only doing one series now, so that I'll be able to get a backload of episodes up, so that way there won't be any delays between uploads. Yeah, that fell through. Super busy week at work. It was bad. I won't go into the details because, that's too specific and would give away pertinent operational information. So just know that I was very busy and had to stay late multiple days and come in early multiple days, and yeah, even today on my day off, I slept in till 2 in the afternoon, and I got off work at 1:30 in the morning. So over 12 hours. I'm still tired as fuck. But, it's a long weekend this weekend. So, I really have no excuse to not record every single day. Which, is nice. Assuming I can wake up enough to actually read anything on the screen. It's been like this all week, where I'll get off work, I'll sleep for my pretty much entire time that I'm home. And then I'll get up, get ready, go to work, do it all over again. And we're only supposed to be on 8-hour shifts, but, we've been working over those, so I am just physically and mentally drained. It's rough. I'm half expecting to get called in on this weekend. They already let us know ahead of time, there's a chance, so be ready, and don't be too upset if, we give you a phone call and tell you, hey, you need to come in, because there's just too much work for the weekend coverage to handle. I hope that won't fall on me. It shouldn't. Oh god, it shouldn't. I don't make enough money in order to justify that, so they'll probably call someone else in, with more rank and experience and who's able to, do more stuff than me. Sucks to be them. That's what you get for having responsibilities and stuff. It means you can never have fun ever again in your entire life. Which, saying that out loud makes me question why I'm trying to go for it next year and get that promotion. The real answer is the money! Also, I really like having government benefits. They're really fucking good. It's like, sure, they tell me to go to, locations unknown and meet and greet the people, and then they try to blow me up. But, they do cover my dental bills and any incidental medical bills. Like if I fall in the yard while I'm raking or something, I step on a stick and twist my ankle. It's like I can go to the ER and urgent care, no money out of my pocket. It's real nice. It's convenient. Except, when it's not. Like when they give me 6 hours notice to go to the Middle East and get blowed up. Almost. They try to. They tried to blow me up, but I escaped. I'm too smart. And they're dumb. Don't ask how, if they're so dumb, then why we lost the War on Terror. Enough of those difficult questions. Muramasa, yeah. Things ain't going so hot. INA's up there fighting fucking Turtle Man, Usadoshin. We're here fighting Goggles Guy, who seems to be the main head ninja intelligence guy. So, I'm sure, Kageyaki, he's got this in the bag. Easy peasy. We're only also being pursued by, 10 super mech ninjas, so, Once we clean house with them, this will be an easy fight. What is this? Am I starring in a film? I keep expecting the director to yell, "Cut!" then tell us to make it look more realistic. I would have to agree, for this scene is the sort that can only be found in the most fantastic tales, where an unarmored swordsman fights a musha on equal terms, or better.
実はあなたたち、二人でグルになって私をからかってたりしない？
同じことを俺も聞こうと思っていたのだが。
Yeah, it's all one big practical joke. What other explanation is there? I could more easily believe that I'd slipped into a dream than that what I am experiencing is real.
さほどに奇妙なことではないのです。
The man speaks suddenly, as if responding to our banter. More likely, he sensed my distress.
ここは狭い。武者の最大の利点である飛行能力が全く活かせません。
それでも鷹にはくちばしがある。ネズミの牙と渡り合って互角以下では。
Yeah, but where there's one mouse, there's like 20 more, and they'll just like jump on your back and like hollow you out from the inside.
他にも事情はあります。私はここで無理に勝ちを取る必要はない。しかしあなたは違う。一刻も早く私を倒さねばならない。時を味方とする者はゆとりを得、敵とする者は焦りを得る。私とあなた。
Man, you talk really slow and deliberately, huh?
勝るでしょう。ここまでは五分。残るは義。
それが比較にならぬというわけか。
Yeah, probably.
おこて一本。
Pain flares along my wrist, but it's still attached. But that is a small comfort. Just now, he danced past 2 of my strikes, then slipped one of his own through the lightly armored joint. But far worse than the shock of having taken a blow is the shame of my continued inability to land one of my own, or even to make contact with my enemy's sword. This man has not needed a single parry. I've tried my damnedest to draw one out, knowing that my augmented strength would overcome him. It should have been a simple task. A swordsman cannot read his enemies so well as to clearly evade his every attack, not unless his skill is vastly superior. And of course, that is the answer.
技量にそれだけの差がある。
Yeah, just super outmatched. Even my father, who taught me the Yoshino Onryu, never handled me with such ease. Compared to this man, I might as well be a child, a novice who has never even held a sword in his life. Who is he?
いえ、やや浅い。とっさに力を抜いて、うちに備えた。戦慣れした反応だけでは説明できない。
Yeah, you can say that in a
あなたは
sense.
知っているようですね。
一度、
その者の名は
一顔水日。
あの娘。道理で。
Oh, you're acquainted?
あれと剣を交えていたのなら納得もゆく。
あの方をご存知か。
つまらぬ汚職事件に巻き込まれたりしなければ、今頃は私の手元に引き上げていたかもしれない。
Oh, yeah, I suppose they would have had to have done kind of an investigation into, like, you know, the first Ginseigo incident and find out, like, what the fuck was even going on in this town? And then, you know, kind of traced it back to her that she was involved, yada, yada, yada.
私が直に手ほどきをしたのはほんの数度です。が、確かに天品と呼べるものがありました。
She got fucking gang raped and died.
2年前、己の矜持に準じられた。
Yeah,
他に
it's
語るべきことはない。
best not to go into the details.
そうですか。
あなたは彼女の死か。
そう言っても差し支えはないでしょうね。
Yeah, it's a small world.
よろしい。これも人の絵にし。
You know, like when I joined the military, you know, several years later, someone else had joined after me, and, you know, we ended up in the same you know, the same place we worked. And it turned out, oh yeah, it was a person who lived on the same street as me. Like, back home as a kid. It's like, fucking, what are the odds, huh?
あの者に伝えきれなかった王妃を あなたにお教えしましょう。か
I thought you were done.
Oops.
Thus said, he assumes the Musha Jodan, blade held above his right shoulder. This is the first time he has taken a stance, but rather than give me new cause for concern, seems to diminish the threat he presents. A fixed stance limits his options. I can begin to predict how he'll respond to my attacks, and that means I might have a chance to bring my strength to bear. What is he planning? No time to wonder. Not when a swarm of Musha could descend upon me at any moment. I'll have to meet his challenge directly. I assume Jodan, mirroring his. Normally, this is where I would assess my opponent's breathing, but to vie for timing with this master of the sword seems a very poor idea indeed. I empty my mind and strike. He answers, slow. A split second late, yet his strike is angled to meet mine head on. This can only mean one thing.
切り落としか
Kiryotoshi, made famous by Ito Ryu, is a technique for cutting through your opponent's strike. It is feared, and rightly, but to use it here?
バカな
No need to disengage. I judge in an instant. This is a contest I can win. A Musha facing an unarmored man has an absolute advantage in power. His deflection may be flawless, no doubt it will be, but that will not suffice to shift my course, not even though I've held back my strength so as not to kill him. The most he can hope is to land his own blow, and even then, his damage will be greater.
六原新影流合死
As silence falls, I am left to gape at my severed left hand lying on the floor. Cool. Sounds like you got quite the counter. Ooh, nice HUD.
ほうほうほうなかなかの手並み
I don't know about the purple though. Like, it's like I like the color purple, but I mean like for visibility reasons.
やり止めの技をよくこなしよる
Like if you're supposed to be flying, you know, I can see it blending into the blue and making it a little difficult to read.
くそ槍ってのは厄介なもんだな
Yep, spears do suck.
もう
Yeah, because they're real fucking good. Why get up into like, you know, sword stabbing range when I can just stab you from like 2 meters away with my stick?
なぎなたよりも遠くからついてくる
Mm-hmm.
時には投げてくる俺を相手に間合いを奪うは
There's a reason like the vast majority of like soldiers in an army would be armed with spears. You know, it doesn't take a lot to train like a peasant militia on how to like stand in a square formation and point the stabby bit, you know, towards the enemy and just walk. The history of the spear in Yamato began, according to one theory, with the Mongol invasion. There are other theories, but everyone agrees that by the Sengoku period, the spear had risen to dominate the battlefield, replacing the naginata entirely as an infantry polearm of choice. I could have done without the demonstration as to why it did. My enemy is slow, like a turtle, much slower than Officer Minato's Muramasa. Even though I'm still new to flight, I had no trouble taking the high ground. Take the high ground is the first rule of Musha combat for a reason. Altitude gives me speed, speed gives me power. But none of that means anything. If I can't get close enough to land a hit.
畜生受け止めると体が崩される懐に入る暇がねえ
そこが槍の卑劣さよ、安全な場所から己のみ攻めて勝ちを盗む
Hey man, if it works. It's like that Fist of the North Star character who like fucking just throws dynamite as his like martial art technique. And he's like, hey man, if it works. No argument there, but complaining won't help.
どうするミド
What course?
どうもこうもね
Straight at him.
心得たそれで参ろう
No brain cell within this fucking suit of armor whatsoever.
どうしたどうした。拉致があかん様子ではないか、娘ぶどう。もう手詰まりかの。大見得を切ってそれでは。
Look, we're kind of learning on the job here, okay?
うるせえ。拉致は開ける。
ほう。ではその3手見せていただこう。
That's one.
これで2手。
Yeah, two.
残り1手。ちょっと手数が足りんのではないかな。
Yeah, we're calling 8-ball corner pocket when you, like, fucking can't even see over the table.
この槍のケラ首は特別強靭にできておるての。打ち折るのは骨であろう。わしがこのまま打たせ続けてやるとも限らんしの。
Now, we'll run out of gas eventually. We'll need to wrap this
そう
up.
か。
You know, can't play around
じゃ
forever.
あやめだ。つうかよ。3手もいらなかったし。ほらよ。どうだ。
敵。左肩鋼鉄に悲
Womp
劇。
womp.
だが大した
Yeah, almost like he has really high defense. Crazy. I wonder why he has a turtle motif.
槍止めの連続による腕力の低下が不都合であった。
亀だけにってか。簡単にはいかねえな。
Oh, then you gotta aim for the neck then.
調子くれてた野郎の目を覚まさせてやれたみたいだからいいとしておくか。
確かにの。
Got his blood pumping.
いいやつをもらったわい。やってくれたものよな、息子。
別に槍に勝つなら懐へ入るなんて常識だろ。その弱点があるから武者の間で槍は流行らなかったんだろうが。
It's the same reason you almost never see a Musha thrust with his sword in the air. Compared to a slash, which targets a line, a point-targeting thrust is much harder to land. A spear can thrust farther than a sword, of course, but that actually makes connecting more difficult. And if you miss, that's it. The enemy's inside your range. There's nothing you can do but take the hit.
6回。今の込みなら7回か。全部的を外さなかったてめえの腕は大したもんだ。
Well, I guess that's why the
6回も見りゃ
went for the super high defense, you know?
受けないで避ければ体勢も崩れない。てめえを切れる。
The spear is better for like stabbing than for a katana. Like the katana specifically is not the best stabbing implement. It has to do with like the shape of the blade, where the point isn't actually like in a straight line from the handle. So it makes the technique and angle of attack you need to do a little more tricky, and like the distribution of force, yada yada, fucking science shit.
おごる悪党はそうして自滅するものよ。いや、本当にの返す言葉もないわい。だがの、わしも大物ぶって手加減していたわけではなくての、ちっと
Yeah, no, that's just a warm-up lap.
お主の一発で目が覚めたことでもある。そろそろ参ろうか。
何を？
大あり寒流波紋、遊佐同士。これなる剣はどうたぬき正国。
You were expelled from your fucking school of swordsmanship? Okay.
いざご覧あれ。二度槍に何かを通しよったぞ。
何か？
筒のような。
筒？
Wait, a spear with a tube attached? What, does he have like a fucking gun on there? Is it like an arquebus? Why does that sound familiar? Think later. I know what I said, but the fact that I still need all my focus just to evade his thrusts. Worse, now that he knows I've got his number, I can expect him to throw in a twist or two. He's definitely the kind of fuck who keeps a bag full of tricks up his sleeve. Still.
来やがれ。
一をもってこれを貫く。
Ooh. He does throw in a twist, literally, but way more than just one. Yeah, you're probably need a minute to recover from you know, that very traumatic event that just happened.
姉上、お迎えに上がりましたぞ。
So jailbreak coinciding with this?
背面に悲劇。貫通された。修復を開始する。ミド、この程度で粗相するでない。
当たり。前だ。
I gotta learn to recover in a fight after getting punched in the fucking nose. I suppose dorsal would mean your back, so oof, ow, ouch, kidney blow. The pain from the hole in my back is insistent. I grit my teeth, shake my head clear, and focus on staying alive. My wings are sluggish. Some of my energy is being used for repairs, but I managed through brute force to raise my pitch and regain altitude. Well, that was close. If I'd hit the ground, we'd be dead, even if the crash itself didn't kill us. Yeah, that sure was something. My retort rings hollow, but there's nothing more I can do. I finally put the pieces together. Too late.
下やりだ。畜生め。
ミド、それは。
普通、槍ってやつは左手を口にして右手で突くだろう。
Mm-hmm.
左手で持つところに管を通して、口の滑りをよくしたのが
Okay,
管
that
槍
makes
だ。
sense. Gotcha, gotcha,
普
gotcha.
通の槍よりも早くつけるし。
I'm familiar with that.
回転を効かせてひねり込めるようにもなる。
なるほど。しかし、それにしても先の我は回りすぎではないか。
尾張貫流の管槍はもう一工夫あるんだ。無知かなんかみたいにな。
Mm-hmm.
そのおかげで手元のひねりが先端へ伝わる頃にはあんな大回転になってるって寸法。
Yeah, a little tricky, huh? I remember Grandma Ichime telling me about it while knitting a sweater or something. What sweaters and spears got to do with each other, I got no idea. Maybe you think spears are no big deal, she said. Then you can just slip past their thrust no problem. Try facing the Wali Kanryu. They'll knock that silly notion right out of your head. She was right. The goal is still the same. I just need to get past his thrusts. How am I supposed to get past that?
さて、先ほどありがたい忠告をいただいたばかりであるし、
Mm-hmm.
今度は
No
一人
sense playing with your
一
food.
緒にさせてもらうとしようかの。
なめだ。
Again, the thrust comes in a rapid spiral, impossible to evade. It's like staring down a maw lined with teeth. If I can get my sword in there to stop it, maybe... Shit. Even that doesn't work?
右肩に刺激。
程度は。
案ずるな。肉が少し吹っ飛んで。
Hey, that's good. You know, arm's still attached.
大事はない。
Good. My right arm dangles from the ruin of my shoulder, and the pain is getting annoying. Neither has a purpose, so I put them out of my mind.
問題なさそうだ。
問題はないが。あと一撃
Yeah, let's try not to take hits like that again, shall we?
対抗手段がねえな。
情けないことを言うでない。この政宗のしてともあろうものが。
I just gotta do like the Zweihander technique, where, you know, it's posited that, you know, in order to break a, you know, line of spears, you know, you get your really long sword and you just start kind of spinning it in front of you in like a figure 8 motion. and you get like, you and like 50 of your best friends, and you all line up and you start doing that, and just walk towards a spear formation, and you can just fucking bat them all out of the way and then kind of break into their lines. Unfortunately for you, Ayane, you have no friends, so. And I don't think your sword is long enough for that. Think, what did Grandma say? Kanryu was prized by the Tokugawa of Owari. For 200 years, they ensured that its secrets never left the clan. Their spearmen became the most feared in Yamato. Once, I asked her if it was possible to beat the Kanryu with a sword. She said, with a sword? Well, let's see. You can't dodge it, because it moves around too fast, and you can't block it, because it smacks you away. I say you're out of luck. My past and present selves are united in their exasperation. In my mind's eye, I see her shrug and smile. Yeah, if all you've got is a sword, you want to beat the Kanryu? Maybe bring a gun? Yeah, you got a fucking arm gun, don't ya?
それしかねえか。
おお、やるのかミド。
やっちまえ。あのクソ坊主をこれ以上図に乗
I
らせる
suppose
よ
it's
り
more
は
of like a
待たせ
grenade
ましょう。
launcher, ain't it?
心得たり。まだ落ちぬか。粘るの。その粘りが勝機を呼べばよいがの。
Yeah, but it's like the, we're basically just doing the Indiana Jones thing from, Ark of the Covenant. You know, the fancy twirly swords guy, and you just fucking take out your revolver and blast him in the chest.
忘れてはおらぬであろうが、ここは六原が主上、不堕落山菜の上空。時間をかければ邪魔者が
Yeah, they probably got some good flat cannons sitting around.
はて、そういえば下船だ。
Oh yeah, also, just get intercepted. Duh. Confused mutterings are coming from that flying dung heap. Ignoring them, I press my teeth together, molars first, incisors last, harder until my jaw turns white. Then I exhale once, slowly, and ready myself for the pain.
政宗、
Yep, turn our flesh into ammunition.
食え。
入れよ。
Throughout my body, metal shifts, tearing flesh free from bone and viscera beneath. A snapping, crunching fills my ears, the sound of meat and steel being pressed into a ball. I prime it with my heat.
政宗、七つのからくりが一つ。飢餓鉄砲、コエン尺、くれてやる。
Dunk!
そう来るかい。だが、
Yeah, but you didn't see that one coming.
おのれ、込みようなやつ。弾を槍で撃ち落としやったか。
Masamune's frustration resonates with my own. The iron bomb works by expelling thousands of spikes in every single direction. You can't dodge or deflect it, and even with the strongest armor, some shrapnel is bound to get through the joints. But in this case, the bomb went off at a distance when it made contact with the asshole's spear. It might have escaped the brunt of it. Worst case, all we did was surprise him a little.
自爆兵器だってのに、こっちのダメージの方がでかいんじゃねえか。
それは気に
Yeah,
す
kind
る
of a
な。
bad trade-off if it does nothing, huh?
分かってる。
Pain is useless. I don't need to know how many thin metal slivers are stabbing into my gut. So, I ignore it. If you ignore the pain of your wounds, it's like they don't exist, more or less.
もう一発かますか。
いや、ちまちまやってても拉致が開かねえ。右腕全部潰せ。
Ugh.
良いのか。
We getting toasty, or are you like turning your entire arm into a bomb?
どうせ動かないなら、いらねえだろうが。
通り。ほう。お主も意外に芸達者よの。
Well, yeah, you're getting old. You got your depends on?
今のは少しヒヤッとしたわい。いや、 この戦慄こそが勝負の醍醐味というものであろうが、しかしそんなノロノロ玉では。
喜べ。
Yeah, we still got tricks up our sleeve.
醍醐味大盤振る舞いだ。残さずきれいに全部くっきり。
Yeah, fucking go do the cinnamon challenge. That's it. Grind my bones to niter, char my flesh to blackened coal, let my blood be fire to ignite my wrath. Fill it with death, sheathe it in steel. Good. Now, teach him the meaning of hate. You get him this time?
柳生上腕祭。
Oh, nice. They even added that his hand's actually gone there.
そういなかろうか。
私は裏方の者。敵に名乗る習慣は持ちません。が、
Thank you.
あなたは特別です。
With a subtle tilt of his head, he acknowledges the name. I was right. This man is Yagyu Jo Onsai, the leader of the Ashikaga clan's bodyguard, the Grand Master of the Rokuhara Shinkage Ryu, and the most feared swordsman in Yamato.
切り落としだと思いましたか？
Yeah. He points to my left hand, which ends abruptly at the wrist.
一刀流の神髄。切り落としは相手の剣と対象の一撃をもって
Mm-hmm.
勝ちを取る。その秘訣は
Yep, thank you for the little demonstration, Teach.
相手の剣筋を見切った上で動き、それを切り落とす明確な意図を持って迎え、
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
刀と刀の打ち合いを制する点にあります。
Damn, that's crazy.
我らの合詞はこれと似て非なるもの。相手の剣筋を見極めてから動くところまでは同じ。
Okay.
しかしその先は精密さではなく効率を求めます。
Uh-huh.
大きな円を結果的に相手よりも早く目標に達し、
Okay, so you keep your hands closer to your body, so that way, like, the circumference of your,
切る。
from, like, the tip of your sword is smaller, so, you know, it's traveling less in an arc. So, gotcha. There's less distance to travel.
これが新影流六原派の合詞です。
Yeah, that makes sense.
同じ新影流でも解釈の相違がある。
It's like, sure, the other guy, he's swinging
他の
harder,
派では
but it doesn't matter if his
また
strike
異な
never
る
meets you
形
because
で
you fucking
伝
cut
わ
off
って
his
いる
hand.
ようですが、
As the master completes his lesson, I have to wonder if he's satisfied with his pupil. In all honesty, I understood perhaps half of what he said. A technique that lets you recover, use the time you lost responding to your opponent's attack. I grasp its nature, but nothing more. I cannot hope to replicate the feat, nor can I imagine a method to counter it.
ミド
But I do understand one thing all too well, as it seems does Muramasa. I cannot defeat this man. It is simply beyond my power. A chill grows in the pit of my stomach, and not, I am certain, due to solely from the blood loss from my severed hand.
全力で
Yeah, we're gonna have to get wacky.
いや、
I know what it cost Muramasa to speak those words, to suggest unleashing her full might, up to and including the railgun, against an unarmored opponent. I feel her shame keenly, for it is my own. But it is not shame that stays my hand. It is the promise I made to Ichijo that no more innocents would die, that the law of balance would lie dormant forever. I will never kill again, and as a tsurugi is a weapon, to wield it fully is to accept that your opponent will perish. So I cannot use it. Not now, not ever. I will not betray my oath. Muramasa's silence has the unmistakable air of surrender. She has resigned herself, not to the outcome of this duel, but to something else. The what will have to wait until we make it out of here alive. Well, you've essentially chosen, Ichijo and Masamune over her. It's the long and short of it, to abbreviate it down to its core concept there. You've rejected her way, of just fucking ice that dude. And are like, nah. We, won't fight to, quote unquote, win. Well, what she views as winning. If we make it out of here alive.
さて、私は一人、刀一振りを掲げて、あなたの進路に立ちふさがる。手の内は、
And he's on a train, traveling from Chicago to Detroit, going 60 kilometers per hour.
あなたは武者一騎。仲間はいるが離れている。時間はない。ややもすれば、私の部下がここへ来る。状況以上。
Bug the fuck out.
では、どうされます？
His gentle tone belies the challenge inherent to the question, and the black device over his eyes conceals his true intent. Whatever the case, the question's parameters are accurate. We are each alone, but he has allies nearby, who are certain to arrive given enough time. And of course, he is the master of the Shinkage Ryu, the most famed and fabled of martial traditions, while I am but a middling disciple of a minor school with no renown. My sword is nothing compared to his. Not even the superhuman strength granted by my armor is enough to overcome this disparity. Where does that leave me? What are my options?
進歩は形なく、実法に通関す。あなたは、摂人島にとどまる器か、それとも、活人島に届く器か。
I have no words, which is to say no response. This duel is already over.
そうか。
That's the answer. I've lost. Yes, justice!
その一撃が正義の怒り、その一撃が弱者の嘆きと知るがいい。
Turn to ash in the righteous hellfires of justice, sure.
声だめの底で腐った糞尿より汚らしい血をまき散らして死ねえ。
This time, my cluster of bombs blanketed the sky with fire. We're still waiting for the smoke to clear, but even if he somehow survived that, there's no way he's making it out in one piece. I told you, fucker. Today's the day.
ところでミド、別にどうでもよいことだが、今の爆風の余波で
You mean
右足が吹っ飛んだ。
like at the knee or like from like the middle of the thigh?
そうか。
I was wondering why it felt kind of light.
足の鈍りは避けられん。残存熱量を考えると、航続可能距離は長くなさそう。
Yeah, do you have like an automatic tourniquet you can like tighten around like the femoral artery and like in your upper thigh?
早めに離脱しないとまずいって
So
わ
like
けか。
all the blood doesn't just pour out of your leg. Fudaraku's the last place I want to land. But first,
港さんの無事を確認しないと。どうだ、あっちはもう脱出したか。
not yet.
知らん。
サーチしろよ。
どうでもよかろうが、奴らのことなど。
よくない。
なぜだ。
あの人は味方だろ。
He's an ally.
敵であろう。たまたま手を組んだだけの。奴めがもし下で窮しておるなら、
Oh, hush.
ちょうどよい。始末の手間が省けるというものよ。
Fucking lawful stupid over here.
いや、 それはそれで口惜しい
Or
話
would he even
だ
be considered lawful?
奴らはこの手で切り捨てたいとそういうのだなミド
It's like fucking horseshoe theory, you know? He's so lawful, he's fucking looping back around to chaotic.
それとも何か奴の罪を許したとでも
Let the sins accumulate until the very end, and then, you know, we can cast judgment on them. But it is said that when a smith forges his tsurugi, he transmutes his soul into steel as well. Thus, most tsurugi, though they possess independent thought, exhibit little in the way of emotion. Masamune is different, as emotional as any human, in some ways even more so, but not now. Now, his voice is every bit as hard as the armor which contains it.
許しちゃいない。ただ罪を償ってほしいって思ってるんだ。
罪を償う方法などない。
それは分かってる。
For selfish reasons.
私にはあの人が必要なんだ。
For the mission.
幕府と戦うのに私だけじゃ力が足りない。お前は否定するんだろうけど、自分の未熟は自分が一番よく知ってる。私と一緒にいればあの人だってもう正しい人まで殺したりしなくて済むし。
ミド、よい
Uh-huh.
悪は悪なのだ。悪鬼は悪鬼なのだ。
Yeah, we're, you know, making a deal with the devil for the greater good.
奴らと我らは決して相入れ
Some nice gray morality.
あの男はいずれ恩義を裏切る。
I mean, only if he kills someone.
そんなことない。
He understands me. He told me I was right. I know he'll keep supporting me in his own honest to a fault way.
裏切られた時はどうする。そこまで信じてなお裏切られたなら。
その時は許さない。
Mm-hmm.
必ず殺す。まだ不満があるのか。
ミド、悪とは実に往生際が悪くしぶといものだ。
What, talking like a fucking cornered rat kind of thing?
そう簡単には殺しきれん。
どんなにしぶとくたって。
来るぞ。
Yeah, maybe actually confirm your kill before we start, like, you know, doing the wrap-up monologuing.
てめえ。
いやいや、たまげたわい。極楽浄土へ旅立つところであった。
Fucking jetting around. Like the, fucking... Oh, God, what Godzilla monster is that? It's not Gamera. What's the fucking Godzilla, you know, tokusatsu monster that fucking flies around? That's a turtle. Godzilla turtle monster. Oh, no, it is Gamera. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm smarter than I think.
亀だ。
How does that even work? No, he pulls his legs in and he fucking has jets in there.
我だけではなかったらしいな。あの発想は我にもなかった。
無傷だってのか。
甲羅に閉じこもった亀が相手ではな。鉄砲の矢尻も貫けぬ。怒りを通り越して、呆れも通り越して、関心も。
What, for like turtle soup?
今はただ、
Mm-hmm.
無性に叩き潰したい。
Funny. I feel exactly the same.
この野郎。
Well, you're kind of missing two limbs right now.
おっと、もう手妻の時間はやらぬぞ。遊びが命取りになることよくわかる。落とさせていただこう。
政宗、鉄砲はまだ撃てるか。
What do you got left in the tank? If I get in close, take a hit. Maybe I can shoot one past his...
いや無理だ。こ これ以上鋼鉄を消費すると
Also, we're running pretty low on the caloric tank down there.
くそ
Like, we're like an eighth of a tank. It's not looking good. Fuck, probably even less than an eighth. So, all I've got's my sword, and with only my left hand to wield it. Are you a lefty, or is that your offhand? It's probably your offhand, you know, just statistically. Unless you're, like, actually ambidextrous. Can't even put up a fight.
畜生が
怒るミド
政宗
炎を砕かれた
Uh-oh.
落ちてる
Ah, shit. Half my wings are missing. There's no way I can fly. Can I send heat to repair them? No, there's no time. The remaining half is enough to glide on, so at least we don't have to worry about crashing. But that doesn't mean much when it'll just pick us apart once we've landed. They say a Musha in the air has at least a 3-to-1 advantage over a Musha stuck on the ground. Some experts even say 10-to-1. The point is that we can't win from down there.
それでもくそやるしかねえか
悠長な考えはそれまで生き延びてからもてあそべミド
何
敵乾から猪神落下構成
Oh, well, that's not good.
地面まで生かしとく気はないってか
もう時間はやらぬ
Yep,
そう
chop chop.
いう
Gotta wrap this up. Damn. That guy's a piece of shit, but when he's right. Right now, he can barely maneuver, while he can strike from any angle he chooses. This is his best chance to finish us. We don't have a prayer, do we?
政宗
おう
私らはここまでか
断じていいな
私はあいつを倒せるか
Where there's a will, there's a way.
政宗は正義を行うにあたり無敵である
どうすればいい
我に命じよ
やれ
承知
Yep, take the wheel.
お命ちょうだい
てめえがよこせ
A split second before impact, I roll and present my belly to the foe.
政宗7つのからくりが1つ
恩剣六本こそ
Oh, you gonna like fucking shoot your ribs out at him? Yeah.
なんじゃ
Alright, that was a colorful localization of what he just said there, but sure. I like the translation better. Bones burst from my chest, 3 to his side, long and curved like the claws of a beast. Hardened with Masamune's armor, they seize my enemy and bind him tight.
この政宗に仕掛けなす手も足も出ない窮地に陥ることもあろうと予期し肋骨を出せるようにしておいたのだ、
Ugh.
おお無駄じゃ無駄じゃ無駄じゃこの六本骨層の握力はエゾのヒグマをもしのぐ
Hey man, I'm pretty sure there's some big tough bears in Hokkaido.
見ろ今ぞ血を吐きながらでもよいから攻撃せよ
It's like when you're at the dentist, you know, and they don't have the little suction thing, and they're not sucking the water out of the back of your throat, so you just gotta stand there and fucking have it pool and not like choke.
こうして食いついておる限り墜落の心配もない叩きってしまい
Oh, right. That's what I've been waiting for.
おだちこの
My sword rings dully against his armor. Just before my blow landed, he pulled himself into his shell.
あがきやがって
なんのミド焦がしてやれ
Yeah, turn on the pilot light. Oh, good idea. I grip my sword tight and feed it with my heat. The first justice.
ボボロ
小試験
Yeah, just jam it down his neck hole. A wet sizzling reaches my ears. The sound of my fat cells popping like oil in a pan. Don't have long before the whole arm turns to charcoal. Gotta finish this now.
政宗甲冑の弱点は 喉と
もう一つ。
あれか。
The arms, the legs.
あれだ。
Fucking stab him in the dick.
それだ。
I draw my arm back and thrust. Melting the turtle's shell like butter, the white-hot blade sinks deep into his groin.
言ったよな。てめえが生きてる間に目玉と金玉えぐって。
Ooh, it's like when you sit in a hot tub or a bath too quick and the hot water just kind of pulls them in.
まずは汚ねえ方からだ。約束通りもらっとく。
Yeah, I'd be gurgling too.
まるで絞め殺される豚の悲鳴だ。
I crank my sword like a volume dial to see how high I can turn his screams. Finally, the heat is too much. He shows his head and his soft, ripe throat. I yank my sword 3 and prepare to strike. I totally said 3 instead of free, but we'll ignore that.
カラストラ。
Is he breathing fire?
いかん。逃げられ。
I raise my arm to shield my head. My left arm, whose usefulness is no longer contingent on remaining whole.
自分の敗北です。柳生のご宗家。貴重な一手をご教授いただきました。
では
Yep.
では、これにて退散つかまつる。
Yep. Time to boogie. A thunderclap punctuates my bow as my engines roar to life. My armor rattles, my bones quake, and even half thrust is too much for this space, but no matter. Forward, it's the only choice. My sword dangles at my side, forgotten. It can serve no further purpose. This battle's already lost.
正解
I explode, literally, into motion, a shell fired from an overprimed cannon. Yet, even that speed means nothing to this man. He's already there, where I will be, wielding that sword which in his hands has the power to carve a Musha limb from limb. But even the Shinkage Ryu has its limits. If he hopes to kill me with a single stroke, there is only one place he can aim, my neck. My heart is protected behind layers of armor, steel shaped to turn the mightiest thrust. If I can just guard my neck, I'm through. His blade meets my blocking elbow, which, with immaculate precision, slicing through skin and muscle and bone. My lungs seize, my blood turns to ice, terror and awe. This is how it feels to face a god. But the laws of physics are with me here. Having spent its force to sever my forearm, his strike glances harmlessly off the side of my helmet. I ignore it all and continue my flight, my feet barely touching the floor. In passing, my shoulder appears to bowl him over, but I know from the lack of impact that he shifted his energy away as he fell. Even Amusha's charge is nothing to this monster. But that is no longer my concern. I fly on, no looking back. The way is finally clear.
そう別に私をほふる必要はない、あなたの
Sometimes winning is just getting the fuck
私を
away.
倒すことではなく
It's like in those RPGs where there's like, you know, a literally impossible boss battle and you just need to fucking run.
必要だったのは私を倒す方法ではなく私を突破する方法、
Golf clap, you know. Good show, good
口
show.
車も乗せられなければそれまでのこと私も飛んだ道化ですね
棟梁
遅いですよ
申し訳ございません組頭が倒されたため連絡が混乱し
外でも何か異変があった様子で。
Yeah, it seems like things have really kicked off.
わかりま
Almost
した。
like there's like an actual ground battle
あ
happening
なたたちは
instead of
侵
just,
入
you
者
know,
を追いなさい。
one single Musha duel in the air.
あちらへ向かいました。逃してはなりません。
You did you actually point the way he went?
何をしているのです？
棟梁、
Yeah.
僕、いえ、自分の熱源探査はあちらではなくこちらに
It is
侵
a
入者らしき
trick
反応
of
を
his
捉えているので
shinogi.
すが、
Pay it no mind.
勘違いでしょうか。
宗虎。
あ、はい、棟梁。
今は王子と呼びなさい。
はい、叔父上。
お前は今年の春、
Mm-hmm.
討ち死にした兄君に代わって出資を始めたばかりでしたね。
はい。
わずか半年ばかり。にもかかわらず、お前が一番落ち着いていて。
Yeah, good job, you know, taking the initiative and not just being a blind lemming.
行く末が楽しみです。
叔父上。
いいえ。
Yeah, I was about to say, where's the turn on this?
お前の行く末がここまでとは、本当に残念です。次があるなら、必ず愚鈍な人間にお生まれなさい。デウス。
Did he actually say, like, Deus?
次があるなら、
Are you a Christian?
必ず愚鈍な人間にお生まれなさい。デウスよ。我が罪を許したまえ。
Okay.
彼にはどうやら資格がある。
Mm-hmm.
だから、
He earned that,
ですよ。
that escape.
すべての運命、我々の総意志、グリューネドラヘの翼のもとに。
Sure, man. Whatever you say. Ah, shit.
ここはどこだ？
Hey, look, we've escaped. We're outside the perimeter. Nice.
その上に落ちた。
Oh. Outer forts. Oh, right.
籠城専用の施設だから普段は使われないって港さんが言ってたけど。
確かに誰も。
Oh, that's good.
今のところは。
Time to just lay on the ground for a moment. I've had those wipeouts when I've gone like snowboarding before where you just eat shit so hard you just have to lie on the ground for like 5 minutes and just try to like recombobulate your senses. So we've got time to get out before reinforcements arrive. Actually, no, forget about that. We've got business to take care of first.
クソ坊主は
直上。ラウラバ、マハラウラバ、タパナ、プラタパナ。
Sure, man. I don't know my Buddhist like incantations show.
先の一撃とは比較にならぬ。強大なしのぎを準備しておる。奴め、城ごと我らを焼き払うつもりか。
He's like, okay, playtime's officially over. All or nothing.
しのぎやろう。そんなもん隠してたのか。
I mean, he's like one of the most powerful men in the country. Of course he fucking has one.
あの剣、どうたぬきと称したか。若造と侮ったのが不覚であった。
避けられるか。
敵のしのぎは広範囲に及ぶと予想される。翼が効かぬ現状では無理だな。
I figured. Hell, I can't even stand.
対抗手段は
Of course. Justice always prevails.
なんだ。
We've been over this. So man, my mustache is getting long, so I keep fucking my like lower lip keeps like catching it when I go to say my words, and I end up like fucking going like this and fucking mumbling. I really need to trim it, but it's Movember, and Movember means I can't shave my mustache. So even if it gets horrifically out of regs, that's fine. I gotta wait till the very end of the month where I can like get like the mustache wax and like actually like fucking style it so it's all like fucking curled up and looking mighty impressive. It already looks really good right now. Well, it'd look better if I actually shaped it up with you know, a little pair of traveling scissors. But like I said, you know, I'm going for the most extreme I can. So that involves, you know, suffering for like 2 weeks as it becomes unbearably long.
からくりか。
いいな。我らはしのぎではない。我が新金が刻むしのぎは別にある。
Okay.
それを使えば勝てるんだな。
Yeah, what's your actual power?
しかり。政宗に敗北はない。
よし。私はどうすればいい？
間もなく
Uh-huh.
空から地獄の豪華が降り注ぐ。
Making me hungry. I had some curry chicken with like beans and rice and plantains for lunch.
ああ。
何もするな。
何？
何もするな。
Okay.
それだけか。
もう一つ。
Yeah, obviously.
なんだ？
死なないように気をつけろ。
Oh, just tough it out.
御堂が最後まで死なねば。我ら
Yeah, man.
政宗の勝ちだ。
Just tank the hit. Yo.
相棒。この状況で冗談かましてるわけじゃねえだろうな。
Just pop your like OGCTs, you know.
当たり前だ。
Tank that hit, dog. Tank Buster incoming.
はあ、食いしばり。御堂。
やりゃいい。
There we go. Just stay alive until the other guy's dead, right? Yeah, basic shit. If this doesn't work, Masamune, I'm gonna be pissed.
サンジーファサンガータカーラスートラ
Kala Sutra? How about the Kama Sutra, huh? We're going to hell. Going to super Buddhist hell. Oh, you mean the giant pillar of fire, or like that the fort's on fire? I intended to take to the air upon escaping the keep, but instead I am forced to stop and stare. In the distance, flames lap at the sky. If I'm not mistaken, there was a fort in that direction. Those flames are wrong, though I can't precisely say how.
しのぎよ。
確かか。
力の流れを感じる。間違いない。あれは武者が呼び起こした炎よ。
Masamune? Or perhaps a shogunate Musha Ichijo is forced to engage. Either way, I can't ignore it.
村正、状況を確認。
了解。
Now let's go over and take a lookie. You know, just a quick peek. Woo! A little crispy down here.
我がバサラ道水エタリ一心の欲に端的し徳を捨て法を忘れ断りを侮り我は我が道を踏破し得ず
Mm-hmm. A fitting end for a villain.
よの
そんなの、当然だ。
As it should be.
罪は裁かれた悪は報いを受けた世に正義はあったの
笑うんじゃね 笑うな。何がお
Ah,
かしい
you'll get it when you're older.
ん
Yeah.
楽しいに決まっておるではないか。正義はあったのだぞ。
You know, probably became so twisted and wicked because, you know, it's like, oh, fucking went into the nihilism thought of like, oh, real justice, real righteousness. It doesn't exist in the world. It's just a fairy tale concept. So why don't I just do whatever I want? Because it's like, fucking, what's right and wrong even mean, man? And then at the very end, yeah, show that. Oops, nope.
お主こそなぜ笑わん、
Mm-hmm.
この結末こそはお主が求めていたもの
Yeah,
だろう
but you're like accepting it and like come to terms with it. You're supposed to be like being pathetic and pleading like a shitty villain, but no.
それは
お主は正義を掲げ、奸悪なるこの遊佐同心と戦い勝利し殺したのだ。誇るがいい、笑うがいい。この敗者をあざけり無慈悲に交渉するがいい。
Yeah, you got the script. Say your lines.
お主は完璧に正しく、その正しさをもってわしを殺したのだからの。
You were one, right, and also two, had the strength to back it up. Because, you know, we've been over it before, you know, like, yeah, might makes right, sure, whatever, but, like, if it doesn't matter, even if you're, like, just and correct, if you don't got the heat to back it up, then, you know, you'll just get bowled over and it doesn't fucking matter. But if you have, you know, both, you know, righteous justice and the strength to execute it, then bam, fucking perfect package. I think you got him. I think you got him. You can stop stabbing him. At the center of the collapsed fortress is a wide circle of space with nothing left to burn. It is there that I find her, buried under the rubble.
一条
I extract her gently from the wreckage, then am forced to avert my eyes in horror. Horror barely begins to describe it. Much of her body is gone, and what remains is charred like overcooked meat. She cannot possibly have survived.
一条
港さん
Her eyes flutter open. She's alive, if just barely.
何があった
She lifts her blackened fingers and points across the space. I turn to look. What is that?
遊佐同心と戦って
何
殺しました。私が
Yeah, it was a tough bout.
殺した。
As this whisper fades, her body falls limp. Her eyes slowly
一
close.
条
大丈夫。剣が命をつないでいるから。
そうか
So, Masamune, where you at? With my greatest fear allayed for the moment, I turn to the object at my side. Is this truly what became of General Usadoshin? It appears like a pile of hardened slag. But as I look closer, I realize that, yes, it was a tsurugi, and here and there, I make out bits of flesh and bone.
ミド、
お
With my remaining arm, I lift Ichigo and her tsurugi. They are fused together, and throw them over my shoulder. Oof! This is enemy territory. We have no time to lose. But first, I take one precious moment to gaze up at the flame-reddened sky and wonder. How am I going to explain this? Then input like a Seinfeld bass line. Ba-dum-dum-dum. Yeah? Really? I mean, you wouldn't think it at first from, like, the armor you wear, but nah, dude, you're like,
ライチョウ様
like, you've been working out. You're toned. And not just, like, toned, like bulky, too. You know, I thought you were more twinkish, but nah. Nah, he's got it. But, with those parting remarks on General Lecho's physique, that is where we'll be ending it here for today. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification. We'll see you guys on next time for the next episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa, where we will pick up and, I guess, get a little after-action report on, what the fuck's gonna happen now. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys then. Later. Bye. Mwah.